over to Epstein. Now, the only reason I'm doing this story, and I explained this yesterday, is that it's such a farce now. And it's so obvious why the Democratic Party is pushing this so hard. The Americans need to know what the con is. They need to know that this is a grift, what is taking place here, and it hurts the country. So as you know, the Clintons, Bill and Hillary, were forced to testify in front of the House Oversight Committee last week. And here's what I said about it last night on News Nation. Hillary Clinton never should have been called. And that makes a far set of our federal government to call the woman, whether you like her or not. She was Secretary of State, First Lady, put her in a position to try to embarrass her over nothing. I'm appalled that that happened. But to calling people to try to embarrass them, and it's fairly clear that President Trump did not have anything to do with Epstein after their falling out. Even Bill Clinton said that in his sworn statements. I mean, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? This is a pure smear Trump action, and it harms the country. So on Sunday, there was a column in the New York Post. I want to quote it, a little bit of it for you. It was written by Isaac Shore. And he said, opportunists of all political stripes are using any and every tool at their disposal to make hay out of them with no regard for the victims and their misdirection or the truth. Representatives Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna have become media darlings for their work on the Transparency Act, but their conduct has actually been unbefitting decent men, much less congressmen. The pair claim to have discovered 6 men likely incriminated in Epstein's nefarious activities in unredacted files, and Khanna went so far as to name them on the House floor. It quickly turned out that 4 had no connection at all to Epstein, unquote. So this is a witch hunt. This is the French Revolution. This is the guillotine. This is destroying people without evidence. One thing you should know is that President Obama signed an executive order saying that if information would be harmful to the public or individuals, it could be classified by the president and the heads of the departments. Now, that executive order is still in play despite this Transparency Act. And that's why these some of the documents in the so-called Epstein files weren't put forward, because Attorney General Bondi, classified them at the direction, I'm sure, of President Trump. And joining us now from Rochester, New York, is Isaac Shore. He's a senior editor at Mediaite. So has the tide turning against this witch hunt, this Epstein thing, do you think?
I mean, I would like to think so, Bill, but somehow I doubt it. I mean, as long as it is viewed as a weapon against Donald Trump specifically, you're going to see it remain in the news very much so. And I mean, look no further. You just referenced it. Last week, there was this whole controversy over these missing documents in the Epstein files. And it does appear that the Trump administration either deleted or never published them at all. You can, as you said, there might be some legal reason for that. You might question the strategic aim of that, because what happened is it blew up and you have all these media outlets so excitedly parroting this allegation against the president and saying it's credible when it was really anything but. So I have my doubts that it's going to calm down anytime soon, even though it should.
Well, it's pretty shameful that the media is calling for unredacted files that are fantasy. For the pages that you were referring to is some woman who says that she was assaulted by Trump and Epstein. She doesn't know what state she was assaulted in. She doesn't know how she got to that state because she lives in the South. She says, well, I either got there by plane or car. You don't know how you got there? And then the woman herself was arrested on a variety of criminal charges, right? And you want to put out her statement, her accusations? That's defamation per se. and insane, is it not?
I mean, it absolutely is. I mean, and there's more where that came from. I mean, there's not even like, as far as we know, Trump and Epstein hadn't even begun their friendship by this time, where this woman is claiming that, Epstein delivered her to Trump to be assaulted. We have no proof that they were even friends at that time. We have no proof that Epstein ever was on Hilton Head Island, where she said she begun her relationship with Epstein, I believe in the 1980s. So there's so much to pick apart about that. But what's amazing is all these outlets have taken the fact that there were these missing files, and they started calling the accusation credible without including any of this information.
And they never
Which,
explain the classified nature of almost every government agency that has stuff that is unverified. They're not going to release to the public. And that's the moral thing to do. You don't destroy people, all right, with unfounded allegations. I mean, that's what I fear in this country, and I've seen this now over a 10-year period, is due process doesn't matter anymore. The press has destroyed due process in America. You're not innocent until proven guilty. You're guilty if the press wants to put you in a headline.
I mean, that's absolutely true. And I mean, Trump has been one of the main targets of theirs, but I mean, there's been others. You know, there have been anti-Israel obsessives who have used, Epstein's relationship with Ehud Barak, who was um, formerly the prime minister of Israel, actually a political rival of Benjamin Netanyahu. But, they've been insisting because they were friends that Epstein was actually a Mossad agent. You already talked about Massey and Khanna, who are just using the speech and debate clause on the House floor to smear people. But they're media darlings because they
Yeah,
oppose Trump.
the irony is
I mean,
that
there's just so many examples.
the left condemns Joseph McCarthy in the 50s for labeling everybody a communist without any evidence. But, oh, that was horrible, but now we can do it. Last question. When you see a poll that CNN just put out, and most of the people in the poll say, no, we don't want the Iranian government overthrown. There's only one explanation in my mind, and that's stupidity for that kind of an opinion. Am I missing something?
You know, I I agree. I think there are principled reasons to oppose the administration's actions. I personally support them, but I can understand, principled reasons. We're concerned about the domino effect. We don't know, but to say that you don't want this regime to fall, I mean, I think, stupidity is one way to describe it. I mean, I also think there are a lot of people, unfortunately, in this country who share kind of this anti-American instinct and who are kind of prone to make heroes out of some of the worst regimes on earth, some of the worst people on earth, because they oppose America. I mean, I think we've seen plenty of that over the last few years, ever since October 7th. There's people out in the streets, on Ivy League campuses. Their disdain for Israel is oftentimes just a laundered anti-Americanism.
I think there's a strain of anti-Semitism in that poll, but not a lot. I just think it's ignorance. So, Isaac, thanks very much. We appreciate the good work you're doing, and I hope we can talk again soon. Thanks again.